Welcome everyone, this is Asha Sekhmet. Welcome to my channel. Today I just want to talk about how you cannot force women into polygamy. It is a change of consciousness, and I want to talk deeper about this based on my personal experience. When I first was introduced to the idea of polygamy, it came from my first marriage with a Black man, and he brought this to me, and he was communicating it from a logical place, like there's not enough viable Black husbands for each Black woman to have individually. That was how it was presented to me. I was completely against it, and the reason why is just because I was raised for 18 plus years since I came out of the womb. This is what I was told, that you get with one person and then anything outside of that is wrong, right? Because by default of you living in the American culture and the society, the Constitution and the laws that we are governed by are biblical. People may want to, come out with this toxic ideologies of you had men in the Bible who had multiple wives, and I would not listen to someone who is regurgitating out information like that, because they do not truly understand what it's about. Because making a point like that is what point are you trying to make? I had to be taught polygamy by women. Let me say that. I had to be taught. I went through a 7-year initiation. I was so deep outside of myself, so unaware of myself, that I didn't even understand what a community was. That's why you do polygamy, to form communities. These people that talk about this from that perspective, you don't hear that, right? Because they don't even have the consciousness. They're just seeing that it's coming out, so they're just regurgitating information. They have not changed their level of consciousness to be able to talk about this in the work that I do. Like, I went through a 7-year initiation to actually talk about this. You have to go through a completely different re-education process, and especially women. Now, I didn't even understand that my initiations was molding me to even be in the marriage that I am in today with my husband. I didn't even realize that my 7-year initiations to being educated on polygamy actually was preparing me for just the marriage that I have today, my second marriage with my husband. Always, I didn't even realize when I came in, he has children by other women, and he was in relationships before, and that alone, a woman has to be polyamorous and have a mindset to even come in to truly understand and endorse what's going on. Like, you have to be so deep in your feminine and being able to regulate your own emotional state to be able to withhold any challenges that could come from a concept of a westernized term, blended families. That is polygamy. That's polygamy. Blended families is that. The reason that people do not say that is because someone told me before, because you're not sharing the same spouse at the same time. That's not true, because you do not share living, breathing souls. The point is, my husband still would have to interact with his children's mother. They would still have relationships. They would still be connecting over their children. And in some cases, the man still may have an intimate relationship with them. I don't know, but that if you're coming in, that would be very selfish for me to look at it like well, I'm in and boot the kids out, boot the women out. Like, that's not a community mindset. That's why when I'm doing this work, it's important, again, a woman has to be ready to be polygamous. She has to make that decision on her own free will. She cannot be forced into it because it is a change in consciousness. She has to understand truly what is it about. If you place the same woman that would say absolutely not to polygamy, but you dropped her in a situation where the man could finance her entire lifestyle, that woman is not suited for polygamy. Polygamy is not for people who want to operate in a individualistic consumer culture. People who like the idea of modern day amenities. There are sacrifices that need to be made in order for that modern, comfortable, a modern American life. That it comes with a sacrifice to humanity to be able to do that. However, a woman would need a level of consciousness. Some people don't want that. Some people want like a regular life. They want to, be able to have their BMW, their 5-bedroom house, the white picket fence. They want to be able to eat out. They want to be able to go on vacations, and they just live like a normal life. That's what they want. Polygamy is not for people like that. If you try to do polygamy like that, I have seen in my experience, you can try, but I have seen it fail every time. Because it's spiritual. Polygamy is spiritual. So if you're coming to, let's say you're a man and you're coming to your wife about polygamy, and you have no plan of action with like connecting with another community who does it, you don't have a faith-based system, you don't have a spiritual practice, how in alignment are you with your purpose? Are you still on somebody else's time, exchanging for money? That's what it comes down to. So it's about the change in consciousness. So for me, it was me going through time with myself and going through my relationship to understand deeper with me. I had to connect that what I was actually longing for was a community, and that is polygamy. That's actually how you get that. Now, a community, like the community that I am talking about, sovereign communities, people with nationalities, people who have constitutions that dictate how they live, that hold them accountable to the lifestyle that they're practicing, right? That is a sovereign community, and polygamy is the family structure to be able to attain that. Polyamory, essentially, right? Because you're gonna have to work with men and women in relationships to be able to get something as profound as a sovereign community. So back to for a woman, she has to be able to change her consciousness. So we're talking about a man seeking women who would also be in alignment with you wanting this lifestyle. It would be women who are not chasing this world. Like, she's not chasing the material things of this world. She doesn't care about keeping up with the status of what other modern women do. And I also want to make a point that it is extremely difficult for a woman to really embody her femininity in this day and time. Like, we understand that post-World War II with feminism, they completely killed that, right? We understand that. The women went into the work field, and that has changed everything. Feminism was political. It was disguised and manipulated into the minds of women to believe it was about an empowerment, but really it was about women going from one enslavement to another enslavement. That's all it was about. So for a woman today to truly walk into her deep into, like for me, for my own femininity, even if I'm real, like today, like it is very difficult. Like I have my days that is very challenging because you feel alone. You also have to be able to watch and be careful of not being influenced by all these other women, because there's masses of modern women who are all on that accord. They're all on that frequency. So you have to be able to hold your frequency enough that you're not influenced by it. And there is times that I feel like I fall short. That's why I have to keep my spiritual base. That's why I went through a 7-year initiation, because then I sit with myself, I sit with the creator, and then it will be exposed to me. Okay, this is what you're being influenced by this stuff. And then I have to take it in. I have to self-correct constantly. It is a very difficult. Now, obviously, for my sister wife tribe, the Maji sister wife tribe, the sisters that come to me, they do say that, like, obviously the sister and the women that come in and they are part of our tribe, they're like, it's so much easier to do this. I love that, we have you, Asha, we have a sister wife community. Everyone, like, we're here, we have a community where we all understand why we're doing this. It's about community, it's about sisterhood, and it's about uplifting our men, Black men, particularly for our community. So we understand that, like, it's helpful, and women do need that. It's just, in this day and time, we have to make that branch off. So, you're not going to be successful if you're trying to do this as an individual couple. You're not going to be successful. That's why modern polygamous people who are attempting to try to do some of this, they're failing, because some people are not supposed to be doing this. Like, some people need to be monogamous, right? And then there's people who are a better fit for this path. And it takes a lot of self-development, and it takes a lot of spiritual work to be able to evolve into a place where you can do this. Because essentially, the reason that some of these polygamous quote unquote marriages are failing is because of possession and scarcity, right? For the man and the woman. I'm seeing that even for the men. If you're trying to do polygamy as an individual and you have no intention on building with other men, because of this concept of wanting to just have your own community with just your wives and possessing them and treating them like property, it's going to fail. And it has failed. It hasn't worked. So that's the main thing I just wanted to say, that, the best thing to do, is for a woman to constantly, if you're truly seeking community and family like I desire, that's all I think about every day. It's the only thing that's on my heart. I would not trade material things to live like that, to live in a sovereign community. I want to be able to not be reliant on something external and going to pay for healthcare, for education, for farming, food. I don't want to go external outside of my community. I want me and my sister wives to be able to be organized enough to be able to do that. And then, of course, our men taking care of the family. They build it. Men are the doers of the community. So they actually built the community, built the shelter, get the water source, get the electricity going. They plan the logical steps for us to be able to do this. They protect the community. They're the defense. I want a sovereign community. That's why I am polygamous. If you're doing it for other reasons, it's going to fail. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I appreciated you watching this video. And if you are looking to get any services for a couple going into polygamy or joining a sister wife tribe, you can contact me and book sessions on www.ashasekhmet.com.